Hi, everyone. I'm James Traub with Nexa Mortgage. Today, we're discussing a topic that can help realtors create inventory, save distressed properties, and help investors build wealth through real estate. Many people hear the term fix and flip and immediately think of television shows. But in reality, renovation financing, new construction financing, these are powerful tools that allow investors to acquire properties, fund repairs, increase value, and they either sell or hold them as long-term investments. Joining me today is Eric Pissarro. He is the Senior Loan Officer with RCN Capital. Hi, Eric. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure, James. Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to discuss how investors and realtors can use renovation and construction financing to create opportunities that traditional financing often cannot support.
Well, let's start with the basics. What exactly is fix and flip financing?
So, fix and flip financing is essentially a short-term bridge loan that's typically 12 months, and it's designed for real estate investors who want to purchase a property, renovate it, and either sell it for a profit or refinance into a long-term rental loan. And the loan can finance both the acquisition as well as the renovation, which helps investors preserve their capital and scale their business.
Interesting. Well, how does this help realtors and their clients?
So definitely with realtors, it's going to help many properties that wouldn't qualify for your traditional financing because of the state of the property. So the property is going to need repairs. So instead of losing those transactions, the realtors can connect buyers with renovation financing. So this creates opportunities to still sell those distressed properties, increase inventory options, help investors compete, create repeat business, and revitalize neighborhoods. Many transactions that appear dead can become viable opportunities again with this program.
Okay, so I want to know what types of properties can investors finance with this program?
So we can finance a wide variety of non-owner occupied properties. These include, your single family homes, 2 to 4 units. So those are your duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes, condominiums, townhomes, multifamily properties, and 5+ unit apartment buildings, and ground up construction projects. With this flexibility, it allows investors to pursue many different strategies. That they, run across.
Well, you mentioned, pardon me, bridge financing. What does that mean?
So bridge financing is just a loan that's temporary financing. So it's designed to help investors acquire, improve and stabilize that property before transitioning into, either permanent financing, 30-year, or actually selling the property. Um, Typically, the bridge can take the investor from purchase, renovation, sale, or, like I said, purchase, renovation, long-term rental financing. Essentially, it's just that bridge to gap between, purchasing the property, stabilizing it, and be able to get it into 30-year financing.
Um, well, that begs the question, how do you determine how much financing an investor can receive?
So the factors that we're going to take into account, it's definitely the as-is value of the property, the purchase price, the renovation budget, and then what's called the after repair value. So the appraiser is going to take a look at all that, establish, an after repair value, and then also a key factor is the investor experience. Um, so those will be the determining factors of leverage and loan structure.
Oh, okay. And another term that they use is loan to cost, known as LTC. And many investors hear the term loan to cost. What does that mean?
So loan to cost is really your cost basis measures, the actual financing against the total project cost. So for example, we'll keep it simple, 100K per purchase price with a $50,000 renovation budget. So your total cost is going to be $150,000. So if we say 90% loan to cost, we're going to do 90% of the 150, making it the financing 135.
Okay, that's a nice way to leverage capital, isn't it? What role does the property's current value play?
So the as is value helps determine the risk and leverage. Some programs lend based on the purchase price, the current value, as well as the future value and the total cost. The exact structure depends on the investor's experience as well as the project type, um, on those.
Okay. Um, does the investor's experience affect financing options?
Absolutely. So this is going to be one of the bigger factors in leverages. So if you have, a successful track record, definitely you're going to qualify for higher leverages, which means larger loan amounts, as well as lower interest rates and more flexible terms. Now we do have programs that are available for first-time investors, because everyone has to start somewhere.
And everyone should. Eric, what's the biggest mistake that new investors make when they're evaluating a fix and flip opportunity?
So definitely one of the biggest things that we see with our newer investors is going to be overestimating their renovation budget or their renovation costs, and as well as overstimulating or
Yeah.
overestimating, I'm sorry, the after repair value. So a lot of people think it's going to be worth a lot more than what the appraisal may truly come in as. So successful inventor or investors, they build realistic budgets as well as realistic timelines and work with financing partners who understand their renovation projects from start to finish.
And that's what makes RCN such a great partner because they really help me as the loan officer. They guide me through the process, which I in turn guide my clients through the process. And this has been terrific. Um, that's really encouraging. So someone who's doing their first flip, they can qualify.
Yes. So many new investors are surprised to learn that they can qualify.
Hmm.
What we're going to do is evaluate their credit profile, um, check their liquidity, position, as well as if the project is feasible or not, and then what's their exit strategy is.
Right.
So experience helps, but lack of experience doesn't automatically disqualify that borrower from these types of loan programs.
And this also applies to what we call the long-term rental investors. And, many want to keep the property instead of selling it. But how does that work?
So yeah, this has definitely become very popular,
Hmm.
especially now, because inventory is low. But
Hmm.
investors, they often, purchase the property, they're going to renovate it, which increases the rents, it improves the value, and then what they'll do is refinance into a long-term rental loan. And this strategy allows them to build wealth while generating cash flows on those properties.
Well, that's interesting. I do see this as becoming really popular these days. What is the BRRRR strategy? BRRRR.
So the BRRRR strategy stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. So essentially, the investors are going to use a bridge loan to acquire and renovate the property, then refinance into, a long-term rental financing or your DSCR loan. And just essentially rinse and repeat. It is one of the most common strategies used by, professional real estate investors.
Well, tell me a little bit about RCN Capital and how does RCN Capital really stand out in this market?
So our main focus is real estate investors.
Hmm.
So we understand renovation projects, construction timelines, and investment strategies. We work to provide financing solutions to help investors grow their portfolios while maintaining efficient closings and reliable execution.
Well, today's big takeaway is very simple. Not every property is move-in ready, and not every buyer needs traditional financing. But renovation loans, their construction financing and fix and flip programs, these create opportunities where others see obstacles. For realtors, these programs can help sell distressed properties, attract investor clients, and create additional transactions. For investors, they provide the financing bridge it's needed to acquire, improve, and profit from real estate. So if you're a realtor or their clients who are investors with distressed properties or homes that need repairs, let's talk before walking away from the deal. There may be financing solutions available that can help bring this transaction together. I'm James Traub with Nexa Mortgage. Eric, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, James, and it was a pleasure.